Here are some of the most commonly seen URL matching rules. To understand how all these URL matching rules work, we'll need to first understand how the URL structure looks like. We need to get familiar with that. So this is how a basic URL structure will look like, and you should already be very familiar with something like this, because this is basically where you tag your users to go to your online store or your website. And a URL structure can be breaking down into 4 main components: the domain name, the path name, parameter keyword string, as well as the anchor. And the first part is the main URL, and this is where the browser will tag your users to, maybe to a certain pages, to a certain path, maybe like a listing, or to your homepage. However, the second half of the URL, this is the URL parameters. This is used for mainly for the tracking purposes and some other functional that is not directly related to how and where your users will be landed on, or which page they should be seeing, because this part is where it's responsible to get your users to see which pages, right? So this part is not really important, because if you are removing any of these component from here, the user will still see the same page. So here we have simple matching, exact matching, and contain tags. So the simple matching is one of the most basic, one, and it is also the one that is easiest to get beginner to be confused. And to really understand how the simple match works, you have to understand how the URL structure works. Because how the simple match works is that it will only match anything that is before this. It will totally ignore everything behind here. So it will only match simply on this part only, where it will bring your user to. And that's basically how the simple match work. And for the exact match it is very simple, very easy, because it needs to be matched exactly on the entire URL. So because like you know that this part, the second part, there's a lot of running numbers, a lot of IDs that will be filled into here from your tracking, from your ads, from wherever. So this part is very unpredictable. So in order for exact match to work, it will need to match exactly on this entire thing. And that's the exact match, which is very different from the simple match, which the simple match will only match whatever that's on here and totally ignoring the behind. So that's why it's called simple match. Now, contain tags is very simple. So you can just match by containing a certain keywords. So it doesn't care about anything else. It only will try to find if it's matching a certain tags in the URL. So this is very easy, very self-explanatory. And then from here, we have some example. So for the first one, so let's do this together, right? So for the first one, it is the URL until the iPhone, right? So for the simple match, it will only match right here until product, until the iPhone. So here. So, and it will ignore this part. So what it means is simple match in this case, it will match this. It will match this, and for exact match, it will need to match exactly on this part. It will need to match exactly on this. So does this product iPhone match with this entire thing? No, because it's only matching until here. So it's not matching. So it's not exactly matching it. So it will not match. And then contain tags. It will try to locate this string right here. So from here, we can see that it is until here, and yeah, it is matching because it contains these tags, right? So it match. So it is a tick. And then from here, we also have this. So as you can see, it also includes the parameters and the hash and whatever. So for the parameters is UTM source, goggles, pricing 1234, pricing 1234, goggles UTM source. So for the simple match, would it match? And the answer is yes, it will match, because for simple matching, it will only match this part and it will totally ignore everything else. So it will match this part and it will also ignore everything else. So for the simple match, it is a tick. And for the exact match, do you think that it is a match or not? The answer is it is not a match. And the reason why that is because although it seems like it is matching because of everything, like you have the URL, main URL part, and the second half is also matching. The second half is also matching. The first half is also matching. But then the differences is this. this slash right here in the middle after the iPhone. This right here, it doesn't have the slash behind here. So that's why it is not exact match. It is still not matching. It is that strict. So in order, if you want it to be a match, you have to be careful about it, and you have to add a slash behind here on your matching value. And as for the contain tags, it is not a match because of the same problem right here, the slash, the missing slash. Here we have this product. This is very easy. Will it match with the simple match? It is the product page. So this is probably the listing page. Does it match with the, so for the simple match, it will only match the first half. And does it match with this? The answer is no, because this is the listing page and this is the PDP page that we are looking at, is the PDP page, and we are trying to match with the listing page, so it's not a match. And this one is also, it's not a match because it's not matching the entire, this is not a match, and then this is also not a match because this is not equals to, that's not equals to this entire URL. Contain tags, yes, it is a match because it is contained in this string right here. So far so good. And finally we have this, and this is also, so this is a match because it is referring to the same page, which is the PDP page of the iPhone. And for this part, the simple match actually doesn't care about the trailing slash. So the simple match will just match. This is also not match. This is also matching because of this part. Cool. So now I hope that you understand how the simple match and exact match is differ from each other. And moving on, we'll be talking a little bit about the contain tags as well as wildcard. Then from here, as you can see, there's the wildcard pattern and the contain tags. They are actually quite similar to each other. So for the contain tags, as long as it contains the product, as you can see from here is containing, here is matching, the containing, and it will match, right? But then for the wildcard, it is much more flexible in a way that you can match something that's much more complicated. So you have this part, and you have the wildcard, which matches anything. So right here, we have this matching until the product, and it says, I don't care about whatever that comes after. So it is a wildcard. So everything that's matching, it will match. And then for this part right here, we also have this. So as you can see, the wildcard is put in front of here. So this is the wildcard. So what that means is I don't care about what's in here. It can be a global store for my global store, and I wanted to match that as well. And I wanted to match whatever that's Amazon product iPhone PDP page to the PDP page. So yeah, so it's matching this. But the problem right here is that it does not match this part. So this doesn't work. And in order for it to work, you needed to add a star just right behind here, so it will match anything right here. And now for this part though, like we said earlier, so I don't care about this part, so it's this one, and I wanted to match anything until the product, until the iPhone. So actually, hold on, let's move back a little bit. So for this one, it will match with the product iPhone. It will match with this part, product iPhone. And it will match with this part. And for this part, it will be matched by the regular expression. Actually, this is a trick question right here because it has this slash. What it means is it has to end with the iPhone slash and then match with whatever. But then in this case, the iPhone doesn't end with a slash, so it doesn't match. Unless if the iPhone right here, it has a slash right here, then it will be matching this, it will be matching everything else, and then it will match with the star right here. But then the thing is, the star has to be, whatever that's before the star, it has to have this slash right here. So in that case, this will not match because there's no slash anywhere to be found right here. And then this one is basically works exactly like the contain tags. So for the contain tags, it can match as long as there's this string, and then this is also basically the same thing. It will match as long as there's the product, and I don't care about what's come before or after. because it is taken care or it is matched by the wildcard. So this will work and this will work, this will not work, and this will not match because it has to end with the iPhone. Although the first part everything matches, but the ending is not matching. And then this one is matching everything because as long as it started out with the product, it matched. So we have talked about simple match, exact match, contain, wildcard matching, and finally there's this regular expression. For the regular expression is a little bit more advanced and more technical. It is the most flexible out of all the matching rules, but in order to use the regular expression, you have to understand how to write regular expression. And this is also something that a lot of the developers are also struggling to do. But in most cases, you probably don't need to learn regular expression because it can most likely your use cases can already been taken care by all these other stuff. So for the regular expression, it works a little bit like everything from previously. So right here I can say that I want to match product. So any product that's matched, it will show here. And I wanted to match product comes slash. So slash, as you can see, it's red. So in regular expression, regex, you have to escape these symbols for it to work. So as you can see, it's matching this part. And I want it to match with iPhone. Anything, and I don't care about the how many, so all of the iPhones. And then finally I wanted it to end with 1 2 3 4, so something like that. And I can also do something a little bit more advanced that says I wanted to match it with, so let's say there's a 3 4 5 6, and I only wanted to match it with number 0 to 9, exactly 4 digit. If I say I want to match it with 5 digit of numbers, this dollar sign means it has to end with 5 digit of number, so it doesn't match anything. Match with 4 digit number, and then prior to the 4 digit number, it has to be pricing. So if it is not pricing in the prior, such as homepage, so it wouldn't be matching. So yeah, this is how the regular expression works. It is so much more flexible, but it's so much more complicated, and so you have to learn about all of these different symbols and what they do and what are their functionality. So yeah, you probably need a developer to help you with this, but this is just a quick walkthrough to give you a brief idea on what is a regular expression. So yeah, I hope this helped. So a quick recap: simple matching only match this part, and it will ignore what is after the question mark or anything after the hashtag or the question mark. And for the exact match, it has to match with exactly on what is on your current URL. So for the exact match, it is a little bit trickier to work with when you have all of these things that is dynamically changing depending on where the tracking source are coming from and all of that. So the exact match is you have to know exactly what you are doing, right? Pun intended. So in most cases, you can just use the contain tags and it will work because you should probably want it to match only, for example, Amazon.com until the PDP. So it will work with if you have a different subdomain, right? A different subdomain, and it doesn't care about whatever that comes after as long as it matches what you want it to match. So yeah, this is the URL rule matching 101. I hope you learned something and catch you on the next one. See ya.